All right, so tonight we're doing point slope. Every problem you're doing tonight, you should be using point slope. All right, so the point slope, please write down all these notes that I'm putting on this piece of paper right now that I put on the board. Write down the formula right now. Y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x1. All right, what does that remind us of? What does that look like? There are pieces of it that look like something that you've seen before, Patrick.
It looks like y2 minus y1.
What is that? What is that?
The slope formula?
It looks like the slope formula. He's right, and he's right. They're both right when they say it looks like the slope formula. So let's start with the slope formula. Okay? M equals y2 minus y1. You should be writing this like I am. Over x2 minus x1. What do you think I need to do to get rid of the denominator? Daniel.
You multiply x2 minus x1, and then you multiply on both sides.
Both sides. So I'm going to multiply both sides by x2 minus x1. x2 minus x1. I'm going to multiply both sides. What's going to happen is these will cancel out, and what's left is the y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1 times m. Now, what I'm going to do is just kind of switch their sides, and I'm going to move the y2 over here, and I'm going to move the x's and the m times x2 minus x1. Now, the only thing that's different about the point slope is what? What's different? Olivier.
They don't have y2, they just only have y and y1.
And what else? How about the x2? We also don't have that. So now what we have is our point slope. So where does point slope come from? Where does it come from? Everybody.
Slope formula?
The slope formula. Everybody say slope formula.
Slope formula.
So point slope comes from the slope formula. What does y2 and x2 represent in the slope formula?
The x and y, the second point.
The second point. So in point slope, we only use what? The first point. That's why we don't need 2 points. We only need 1 point and a slope. You with me? So if I'm given 1 point and a slope, I can write an equation of a line. I don't need to graph it, plot the point, and then graph and do slope. That takes too long. I can write the equation of the line algebraically. All right, can I move on?
Yes.
I'm erasing this. Everybody's got this? Okay, so we are going to start with write the equation of a line in point slope form that passes through 2, 5 with a slope of -3. So step 1, and tonight you must write this formula every time you do a problem. Not after you do the problem, but do the problem, substitute in. Please make sure you're doing that. So I'm starting with the formula. And now they gave me a point. What point are they giving me? 2, 5. So we'll call x1 the 2 and y1 the 5. And now all we have to do is really substitute. So how's it going to be left to right when I substitute? Ellen?
When you substitute, it's like left to right.
From the left side to the right side. What am I going to write next?
Y minus 5 equals m, open parentheses.
What is the m?
The slope.
Which is?
Negative 3.
-3.
And open parentheses x minus 2.
Perfect. Okay? This is what we call point slope form. Okay? So far, mostly what you've been dealing with is slope-intercept. I personally love this. This is my personal favorite because I think it's a time saver and less mistakes. Now, if I want to go to slope-intercept, I got to get y alone. Before I can get y alone, what do I have to do?
Add 5?
Not before I can do that.
The distributive property.
I have to distribute. So go here, and I get negative 3x, and I go here, and I get plus 6 equals negative 5. There. And now I can get my y alone, add 5, and y equals negative 3x plus 11. Am I in slope-intercept form now?
Yes.
So this is really the same equation. It's another way to write it. You should be writing all that I'm writing. It is another way to write it. Like, my name in another life before I got married was Carson. So, like, Sean's mom, if she saw me walking down the street, she'd be, oh my gosh, Michelle Carson. But Sean would say, who's Michelle Carson? That's Miss Yamasaki. Am I the same person? Yes, because his mom knew me in another life. Not before I was born, but before I was married, that life. When I was a single lady. Well, the single ladies. Okay. So, because she knew me in a different life, I was Michelle Carson. Because you guys know me in this life, I'm Yamasaki. I'm the same person. This equation is the same equation. It's just written a different way. Do you understand that? It's another way to write it. All right. Does everybody have these notes down?
Yep.
Now, when do I use this? Yes.
Just to find the slope-intercept form sometimes?
To find slope-intercept form. And if they give us a point and a what? And a point and a what? No. I need two things. And a what? And so when you are given a point and a slope, we can use point-slope formula. Yes.
Wouldn't if they give you 2 points, you could find the slope between them? And
Yes, and then use either point. It doesn't matter which one. Exactly. So given 2 points, you find the slope and then use 1 point. Okay, so now, now we are going to go try that. Okay, so let's take some more notes here. So standard form of an equation, write this down too, is ax plus by equals c. Slope-intercept of a form is y equals mx plus b. And point slope is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1 times the quantity of x minus. Now, in standard form, a, b, and c must be integers. Now, depending on what they want, you can get to all three from point slope. That's why I like point slope. It's the easiest way to get to all three. Now, I might even give you a question, and a point and a slope, or 2 points, and ask you to show me the line in point slope, slope-intercept, and standard form. So let's try that now. Okay? Did everybody write these down? Okay, so now we're going to go to, let's start with our, they gave us, it says, write the equation in slope-intercept form that passes through negative 2, 6 with a slope of 3. They gave me what?
Everything.
A point and a slope. Good, so I'm going to use what? Right, I'm going to use this point slope formula. And what is that formula? And we're going to substitute. You're writing with me. What do I substitute in? How about Bennett?
So it's going to be y minus 6 equals m.
What is the m?
The m is 3.
3
Parentheses.
times the quantity.
M.
No,
M.
not m.
No, x plus 2.
Minus -2. Write your double negatives and then get rid of it, so you don't lose a negative in your head. Now that's really a plus. So now what would I do next? Because they want it in slope-intercept. So this is what I call right here. You could have done the double negatives or make it plus. This is point slope form of the line. Okay, you're writing all that I'm writing. Okay, now what do I need to do to get it to slope-intercept? Daniel Bang. So we call that distributing. So we're going to do 3x, keep going, plus 6 equals y minus 6. And now to get it to slope-intercept, go Zach.
Add 6 to both sides.
Add 6. We get y equals 3x plus 12. What is this called when y is alone? That should be in your notes. Y is alone. Okay? Now let's go to standard form. X and y are on the same side. So what do I need to do? Sean? How do I get x and y on the same side?
You subtract 3x.
Good. Both sides. And I have -3x plus y equals 12. Guess what? That's standard form. Okay, x and y, same side. So whatever they ask you for, start with point slope. Tonight we have to. Tomorrow I'll show you another method. I just like point slope because it tells me what to do in the title. I like point slope because there's less room for error. Now, let's try it. Did everybody get this? Let's do one more. I'm going to add one more step. I'm going to okay, let's do... If you get into standard form and you have like 3/5 x plus 5y, remember we can't have a fraction for the standard form. Okay, let's try, I want to show you first. Let's just say I have, forget this problem, and let's just say I have 5, -1, and 2, 3. Okay? What do you think we'd do first to write the equation of a line? Yes?
You would find the slope.
First, we have to find the slope. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And so I'm doing 3 minus -1 over 2 minus, let's call that 0.1 and 0.2. 2 minus 5, which equals 4 over 3, over -3. And the whole thing is negative, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm using my m, forget this problem, right? I'm using my m as -4/3, and I get to choose a point. Which point do you want to choose? Okay. So now I'm going to do my y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Don't forget to write the formula every time. This is x1, y1. And so I'm doing y minus 3 equals -4/3 times x minus 2. y minus 3 equals negative 4/3 x plus 8. Oh, 8/3. I'm going to have to change that 3 to something with a denominator of 3. What would it be?
Multiply by 3.
3 over 3. So that would really make 9. So I'm going to add 9 over 3. I'm going to add 9 over 3. And y equals negative 4/3 x plus 17 over 3. Okay, did you guys understand what I just did?
Just a little. I don't understand
Okay.
the last part.
The last part with the fraction?
Yeah, where you
Well, I just, instead of calling this 3, negative 3, I made that times 3 over 3. Doesn't that make 9 over 3? If that's negative 9 over 3, these two are going to cancel out. And I'm doing that because I have to add with a common denominator, right? I need the common denominator to be 3. Did everybody understand what I did when given 2 points, how we have to find the slope first, then use the slope with either of the 2 points, not both? Are you clear on that?
Yeah.
Okay, now, one more problem. If I'm doing this, I'm substituting in, what do I substitute, Trent? Y minus,
It'll be y minus negative 1.
shh, watch,
Y minus negative 1
shh, go.
equals m times the quantity of x minus 5.
Good. And when I distribute, please stop, freeze. When I distribute, I end up here. Okay, stop. If I want to convert that to standard form, y equals 3/5 x minus 4. What do I have to do to get it to standard form, Oliver?
Multiply all terms by 5.
I like to usually move it first. Minus 3/5 x, right? Y, or I'm going to do negative 3/5 x plus y equals negative 4. And we can choose to multiply by negative 5 or positive 5. It doesn't matter. Multiply by, I don't need to multiply by 3/5. I'm multiplying by 5. And then I get negative 3x plus 5y equals negative 20. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's only if they ask for standard form. All right. That's the end of the recording. Tonight, you're using point slope for everything.